altar. I burst forth as an exclamation of love, heralded by thunderclaps and siren songs. The flock fluttered back to earth, but my dreams continued to soar. I wanted to experience what I had witnessed, for I was young, and love has a way of hypnotizing you before you can even comprehend it. So I flew, beyond all I was trained for, beyond civilization, and you
have long sworn off feeling. An oasis must hone its spines before the world sucks it dry. My ancestors' words echoed in my mind that for thousands of years we were destined for a solitary life. We must simply survive. Ward off those who would use you, for they shall not return what they steal. Stand tall as a symbol of rejection, and let your thorns blossom.
But seeing your might, isolated against an ocean of sand, glittering like 1,000 diamond rings, I couldn't resist. I dove from the skies for your embrace, but it felt more like falling. Hello? I'm Dove, and I think you're the most beautiful creature in the world. Do you want to fall in love and be together forever? Hello? Are you there? Are you asleep?
Me?
Yes, you. Who else?
I'm just not used to people stopping by to say hello. So, hello. How are you?
I'm wonderful, and I think you're stunning. I'm Dove, by the way, if you didn't hear me the first time.
I'm called Saguaro.
Saguaro. I've never seen anything like you before. Can I?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down there. See these spikes? They will wreck you. Hail right through your chest. You look beat up enough as it is.
Oh, you mean all this? I flew through a sandstorm. Do you mind if I rest a while?
I don't care. Just stay clear of my spines if you know what's good for you.
But they're just so pretty. I just want to...
Whatever you're thinking, stop. It won't end well for either of us.
How do you know?
Because others haven't heeded my warning. Think I'm so beautiful? Check my northern side. The center of the desert. They all thought they could take a quick bite from me. Well, it didn't end well. I'm a monster, thrown into this world to harm all who come near. That's the sad truth, and I really don't need you to join them. You seem really, truly sweet, and I can't have that on my conscience.
You think I'm sweet?
Yeah, I think you're the most beautiful creature in the world. Most don't even look at me without a desperate hunger in their eyes. I really appreciated it.
Well, it's true. I am pretty sweet. Thank goodness someone understands that.
Unless this is some twisted method to get close just so you can eat me. In which case, I commend you for your cunning ways.
No way. Not at all. Why would I want to hurt something so beautiful? Why would anyone?
Be surprised.
Well, I would never lie. There's really no point beyond just saying what's on my mind, and what's on my mind is that I would like to be around you.
I'd rather you not be. One wrong gust of wind or a snake jumping from the sand, you're just another impaled victim of my design.
But don't
a monster. Love all this history of corpses I've left behind. Well, I'm all for it, but I'm not meant for that kind of thing. You should probably be on your way. I don't know where you're headed, but most places are better than with me. Safer, too. Okay? Hey! What are you... What are... You're gonna be killed!
Just give me a moment. Relax.
I'll probably just be dirty again in a week's time.
Then I'll clean you again. There.
Thank you. Thank you. I needed that.
You don't have to worry about me. I'm a pretty stable flyer.
It was still reckless.
So, I think you're a beauty, and I want others to be able to see that.
But...
And I want you to be able to feel like it too. Back in the flock, we grill each other all the time. You're way less dangerous than some of my family. They'll mess you up if you groom them wrong.
Why would they not just appreciate that you've done it at all? It's a favor.
Says the one who told me to back off the entire time.
Well, it's different. It's not life or death. You mess up here, you're dead. Obviously, it was nice that you did it when you didn't have to. I could only be truly upset if you'd hurt yourself.
That's the difference. Back at the flock, it's not some sort of favor, just tradition.
It loses weight.
Yeah. I mean, we're not cleaning corpses, but it'd still be nice to get some appreciation for sticking my beak towards someone's backside to groom them.
They sound real pleasant to be around.
The flock is okay. Nice. Hard workers. We're wedding doves. My family's been a part of it for generations. We don't really talk much since I left.
That's kind of sad. I've never even met my family. Don't even know where they are in the desert.
That's really sad.
It's okay. I didn't even know about the concept of family until I saw it in other creatures. Never grew up with it, so it's kind of hard to miss.
So you kind of just had to figure out life on your own.
Pretty much. I sprouted one day and instinct kicked in. All of their memories kind of swirled inside of me as seeds. So, in a way, I carry them with me, even though we've never met. My whole family's lineage, it's like a guide of sorts.
What does it say?
Well, it's more of a feeling in my mind than any actual words, but the basic idea is protect yourself. That's what I think they'd like.
I think they'd be proud to see you now.
Hopefully. And I don't think I thanked you enough for earlier. I really, 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 really appreciate you cleaning me off like that. I couldn't even fathom another creature doing that for me. It's changed my whole perspective on the world. You're a kind soul.
That's just what I do. Show up, change lives, enjoy the world. You're welcome.
Your family should be proud of who you are.
Maybe.
Do you have to get back to them, by the way? I realized I didn't even ask you how you got out here.
No, they're not expecting me or anything. And, well, I just sort of got here on a whim, just flying around, no real direction. And, well, this was probably the perfect place to end up. But I do think that I need to find a place to settle in for the night, if you know anywhere like that.
No. I would say that you're welcome to nest here with me, but clearly I'm not really built for that. And the sands are teeming with predators, so probably just back the way you came. Anything further is the heart of the desert.
I guess that's it then. It was nice meeting you.
And you too. I liked your spirit.
And I like yours. Anyways.
Do you want to fall in love? I know you said earlier, if it's still an open offer, it's just, I've had such a nice time, and you were so kind to me, and I don't know why, but you were, and I don't know what love is supposed to be, but maybe we could do it.
Yes, yes, absolutely, I want to fall in love, yes!
Yes! Wow! That's so nice. I can't believe you still want to, even after really needing me.
Well, of course, even more than before. I mean, this is just really, you're so refreshing, and it's really just so nice to have this, and wow, I mean, I just can't believe we're on the same page.
Me too.
I have to go survive for a bit, but then I'll be back for you.
Can't wait to hear everything.
See you soon, my love.
Farewell. And you flew off into the horizon. And I wondered if I would ever see you again. Did love mean you truly would return? Or would you be so amazed by the rest of the world that I would be only a speck in your memory?
I spent a dozen moons exploring the mountains and towns, bordering the sands. The world was wider than my flock had ever let on. But every discovery fueled my eventual return.
Time began to blend together, just as it did before our first encounter. The sun beat down, and I entered a state of stasis which I was prepared to sleep in forever. Until... You're back!
Of course! I love you.
I can't believe you're really here again, that you care enough. Most wouldn't come so near a cactus once, let alone twice.
Well, most are stupid and blind to true beauty.
Are they?
Well, I'm not most, and I'm the only one here, so yes, yes they are.
I like the way you think. How have your travels been? What have you learned?
So much. I feel alive for the first time. I'm foraging for my own food, learning how to best to ride the wind, hiding from eagles and falcons in their piercing eyes, connecting with other beautiful, delicate birds like myself. It's how I was always supposed to exist.
That's wonderful.
And what about you? What's new in your world?
Me? I'm still pretty much the same. In fact, I don't really think I've changed at all. Some spines have fallen off and regrown. It's nice to know I'm still functioning.
And they're just as beautiful as the ones they replaced.
They're like your feathers. Constant growth and regeneration.
Beautiful, too.
Very. Your feathers make you as beautiful as any cloud in the sky. Talking with you feels just as refreshing as the shade they provide.
You really think so?
I do.
Oh, you make my heart swell! Oh, lovely Saguaro. find with the flock.
I'll bet.
But I'm not sure I've found it yet. I mean, I was supposed to live and survive like this, but I don't know if it's a purpose.
I'm not sure I follow.
Well, there are things you do, and then there are things you're meant to do, like you survive by guarding against predators and basking in the sun, but what is it that you're here to do before you wither up?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll have to think for a bit.
It could really be anything, just something that makes you feel fulfilled.
Well, there's only so much I can do just standing here. I try to focus on surviving and not hurting the world around me. You at least have the world at your wingtips. It puts things into perspective.
Yeah, but you have to know it's somewhere around here, right? I mean, mine could be a million worlds away, and I'd never know. It's a lot to think about.
As long as you survive, I really do think that's enough. Just focus on that for now and learn about yourself.
You're right.
And I'll be a beacon for you in the sands while your world expands.
I will cherish that. Every memory only brings me closer to you.
So what is the most fun thing you've encountered so far?
Well, I foraged with some deer in the mountains. They went for vegetation. I went for seeds. It was a lovely time. They were a creature I never would have imagined could exist.
What did you say they were called?
Deer. Do you not have them around here?
Nope.
Oh, they're soft, gentle, quadrupedal. Imagine if a peaceful coyote had branches sticking out of its head and shorter fur.
Interesting. What a bizarre creature.
They were nice. Also, I almost died.
What?
A hawk attacked me. But sometimes they'd ambush the flock and we'd lose someone, but I was also able to study them. If you're ever fighting one, aim right for the beak. They'll leave a bloody mess.
Wow.
I won this time, but still almost died. And, well, that's sort of terrifying, but also sort of invigorating.
Well, thankfully, I should scare most birds off, so there shouldn't be any bothering you around here.
Most birds aren't as bold as I am.
Was that your first time fighting one?
A hawk?
A bird? Of any kind?
Yeah.
Wow. I couldn't imagine doing that. Fighting my own species, bird against bird. I feel guilty.
Well, it's gotta eat something, and, well, if I'm unlucky enough to be the one who's its next meal, I can't be mad. It's just survival.
Maybe it's different for cactuses. We're not exactly built for fighting.
Which is kind of ironic considering those spines. I mean, you could destroy anyone in a fight with those. Oh. That was really stupid of me to say. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know you didn't mean it like that.
They're really no different from my claws, just tools for protection.
Murder?
Not murder. A fight you didn't pick, and thankfully any fight between cactuses would be the most boring event in the world. I mean, could you imagine? You, some other cactus, staring one another down, daring the other to come close, and neither one of you can move?
Far from exciting.
Birds should adopt that strategy. I think it would make the world a better place.
Do you have any other stories from your travels?
Well, I guess other than the mountains, I enjoyed perching in town and watching the complicated human lives unfold. So many of them rushing in and out of their caves all day long. They've got a purpose in their steps.
Do they?
Why else would they be so hurried all the time?
I wouldn't know. I've never talked with one. Usually they just see me and grimace.
I tried speaking to our old handler, but words just seemed to go over his head.
Or he was cruel.
Maybe, but he's stuck in the past, so he's as good as dead to me anyways.
You've got a whole world ahead of you now. One that's probably got a bunch more stories that are way more fun to share. If you're still up for it.
Of course I am. My expanded world soon became our world.
My little patch of sand, you transported me to lands I could never imagine. The world was bigger than my mind, bigger than my pain. Your words had the power to break my mind's murder cycle.
When I had to leave, I was already looking forward to seeing you again.
You came back again and again and again and again. It was simple, but it was real. It was love.
I saw my family today.
Well, that's fun. Were they happy to see you?
I think so. Maybe.
Were they doing well?
Probably.
Did you talk about...
What do you know about love?
What do I know about it? Mostly just what we have. It's new to me, but I enjoy it a lot. I love being able to fall in love with you.
And I love falling in love with you. I always dreamed about falling in love with someone, being a wedding dove and all. One of my earliest memories is emerging with the flock and gazing down at the newlyweds as their whole flock of humans cheered. I was invisible to the lovers as I flew, but I saw that embrace burned into my mind. And so one day, I just started flying away, gone, faster and faster than I even knew my little wings could take me, except they weren't so little anymore. I wondered where they could go, but I saw that embrace burned into my mind with every blink. And so I knew there was no turning back.
It's wonderful. I'm sure they'd all love to hear what an impact they had on you.
I hope so. Birds are way too unceremonious for me. We just coo at each other.
Sounds annoying.
It is so annoying. Like, this one member of my flock screamed at me for weeks and weeks and weeks trying to get me to mate with him. This absolute jerk. Until this one hot summer day, I just had enough. And I pooped on it during a performance.
Oh, wow! That's brutal!
I couldn't deal with it anymore. Like, take the hint.
You're not interested. Boy, you're not interested.
I mean, it is a little embarrassing for me, though. I definitely could have turned it down a little more nice. So then after that, my parents tell me that we're arranged to mate and continue on the future of the flock. What a nightmare that would be.
You two were engaged?
Hardly, but it's behind me. They wanted us to fall in love organically, and so they never told me. But how am I supposed to fall supervision.
It's gotta come freely. I'm glad you got out of that.
Me too.
So, was this your first time seeing them since then?
Yeah. They don't want anything to do with me.
Really?
But I don't want them either. I mean, there wasn't like there was any love there for me anyways. Not the love I want.
I'm sorry you have to overcome that. I still don't fully understand family, but I know that can't be easy.
I mean, it's really fine. I haven't thought about them for dozens of days. I guess just something about seeing them, though. I mean, continuing on as if it's fine, even after I left. And nothing has changed. Is it that easy? Was I that replaceable? I didn't even want to talk to them. I didn't even talk to them. But for the first time, I truly felt like I didn't have a home to return to. And that terrified something in me. And then I felt so weak for yearning for that awful home in the first place.
You're allowed to feel hurt.
But why? Why would I even imagine going back to that place? To fly for others and dream small and mate into some sad life and bring a fledgling into this world to repeat the same cycle of cages and yearning that I had? No way. They don't want me. They don't want me, and that is their problem.
And you can always come back here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not much of a home, but you really are always welcome. The world is only as small as you make it. Like, most people don't want me, and I feel like I'm a monster most of the time, but I feel the wind carry the spirit of the world around. Or at least I try to. It helps. And I have you. You can carry home with you wherever you go in this huge world.
You're right. I wasn't sure if I should tell you all this. You're just so stable. Always. I've got so much, whatever, lots going on.
It's okay. You have nothing to worry about. All of your adventures, good and bad, and all of your history, I'm here for it. That's part of falling in love.
Do you have anything you'd like to share? Anything embarrassing or fun or otherwise?
It's hard to say. I don't have much room for embarrassment. You don't grow with much capacity for it.
Oh, I'm sure there must be something.
Well, I think there's... Oh, I think I do have something.
Is it as heavy as what I was telling you?
No, it's fun. Okay, so I was a younger cactus when it happened, and my spines had just grown in. And one day, this wily little beetle flies by, and it whispers to me that if I focused really hard, that I could shoot out my spines at any predators that attacked me.
He really told you that?
Yep.
And you believed him?
Of course. What reason would I have to not trust a kind little beetle?
This is the silliest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, I was so silly back then. So then, this coyote saunters along, right? And it's looking at me like it wants to take a bite out of me, despite the obvious spines telling it not to. And that would have been a bloody mess for the both of us. So I decide to shoot out one of my spines as a warning. So I start flexing and flexing and flexing, and nothing happened. Obviously. But the coyote was so vexed by the sight of me straining myself that it got pulled out of its hungry trance. It laughed and it ran away when I told it what I was trying to do. It told me it didn't need to eat a creature so full of stupidity.
As if it was going to chomp a cactus.
Right? I mean, me believing in the mischief of a beetle is hardly any better, though.
It is so cute that you did, though. I mean, you're learning as you grow. All the things that you're capable of, what you can and can't do. How are you supposed to know unless you try?
I could feel my ancestors laughing at me afterwards. It's nice to know that you at least find it cute, though.
You are very cute. Younger you probably was, too.
Well, I've never actually seen myself, so I'll just have to take your word for it.
You haven't?
How would I?
Well, I guess I hadn't really thought about it before. I mean, I see myself in glass lakes.
Other doves?
Yeah.
I've never even seen another cactus before.
I can't imagine not being able to picture yourself.
That's all right. I'm very in tune with each and every part of my body on an internal level, so I have a pretty good idea what I must look like based on how I feel.
That's not the same, though. You need to experience how beautiful you are beyond just imagining it. I'm gonna steal a mirror for you.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, and you don't have to sit here and listen to my crazy, messy past. But you did, and that's love, and part of my love is showing you how beautiful you are. You deserve that.
Just promise you won't get hurt, all right?
I promise. I won't. Okay. See you around. Love. And thank you again.
Goodbye, love. You got it!
Yes! I had to be super sneaky until I found the perfect, unsuspecting human. They placed it in a pouch and walked away to greet another. And that's when I swooped in and carried it off with my beak.
You're so bold. I'm impressed.
Anything for the one I love. Now, do you see yourself?
That's me?
Yes, the beautiful one. And here's the two of us together. Don't we make a cute pair? I know it can be a lot the first time. I mean, the first time I saw myself, it took so long for me to comprehend how real I was. It starts to sink in eventually, though. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah. It is just a lot, like you said.
What do you think?
I'm not sure. I think I'm so in tune with each and every part of my body, but now I'm watching it from a different view, and I'm second guessing how well I know myself. I'm staring at my spikes. They truly are vile.
They're beautiful and illustrious.
That's what they were designed for. And I see now just how cunning that design is, looking so shiny to draw someone in who's unsuspecting, like you, just for them to be stabbed. I'm twisted. I'm cruel.
I don't think so at all.
No, please, leave it open. I need to absorb this image so I can understand what I'm here for. Seeing myself is like seeing my purpose.
I don't think it's healthy to stare too long.
Please, please, please.
You really don't have to.
I'm wretched. Look at me next to you. You're so sprightly and radiant. I'm a daunting beast, a point of murder on the sand.
This was a mistake. We are not doing this anymore.
I can truly envision all the corpses which were once impaled. I can see the fear it would stir in another creature's heart.
But they can be cleaned off. I cleaned them off for you.
It's still there. Their souls are stained on my body.
But they would have tried to eat you. It wasn't your fault.
But it was. By existing. I have caused so much pain. We can clean them off all we want, but I can't escape the life of pain I bring.
You don't have to escape it. Just learn to live with that part of you.
How can you say that like it's so easy?
Because I've hurt people. A lot of them. And I meant it.
When you hunt for insects, when you fight hawks, that's survival.
No, it's my... It's my family. And I'm the real monster for it. I lied. And I'm so sorry. You sat there and listened. And I lied. And you don't deserve that. It's about the dove that I was engaged to. I knew that my parents had arranged to mate with us. They told me. It was supposed to happen the night after I left. I couldn't hold my love in any longer. This love that had been building in me since I was hatched. I needed to find someone to share it with, and it wasn't going to be someone forced upon me. And so I flew and flew and flew, and I wish that I could say it was as liberating as I tell myself, and that I totally pooped on this bird, and we could all laugh about it afterwards. But when I heard its constant cooing, and I felt that burning gaze from my parents, all my brain could think to do was to ruin any chances of us once and for all. I crashed into it on our next takeoff, knowing that one of us would probably be injured. Maybe it'd be me, and my wings would break. I'd be kicked out of the flock, but I'd be free. Maybe it'd be my fiancé. I didn't care. We can never share in the safety that humans do. We can never embrace like them. Anything that we felt would be fake. And I pushed my whole body into making sure one of us would be destroyed before it ever came to fruition.
And your fiancé got the worst of it.
And it was okay with it. He told me accidents happen and he would still love me anyways. And I thought, does that make me a monster for wrecking the career of some bird for the crime of flirting with me too hard? Because my parents morning, I couldn't think of that stupid fiancé without vomiting. You should hate me! You should see me for the cruel creature that I am! I hate you! I have hated you from the moment that we first locked eyes! And then my parents tried to stop me. Everyone did. I ripped and clawed until they turned around and went home. I went for the beak. My own flesh and blood staining me like desert sand. All for a chance to feel something real. That was the night I fled, and I found you, and we fell in love, and I'm so sorry for lying about it. I didn't want to hurt them. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to live and find my place in the world on my own terms. That's all I want. I want to experience the love that I watched when I was young. Please, just tell me how you feel. I'm sorry if this was a lot, and I'm sorry that I'm supposed to be comforting you right now, and I made this whole thing about me, but please, just tell me how you feel.
I'm not sure.
It's okay if you don't want to see me anymore.
Of course, I want to see you.
You're not disgusted by my past?
You did what was necessary to find your freedom. I couldn't fault you for that.
So you must agree that if what I did was okay, what you did was okay too.
That's...
Everyone you hurt was trying to take your life.
It's different.
How?
Because there's more to you than pain. You have the freedom to connect and embrace and shine and spread the joys of your travels to any who will listen. My victims were innocent. And yours weren't.
They would have tried to eat you.
And that's their survival. They feed the ecosystem for birds like you and all other creatures. My survival robs the world with every passing day, nothing more than nature's fangs. I kill for nothing. I continue to take life after life and gain nothing. It's a selfish existence and one impossible to share. I've seen it now in every fiber of my being. You deserve someone who can give you whatever you want, someone not so stuck. I love you so much, and that's how I know it's true.
That is nonsense. I love you. I have loved you from the first moment that we met. There is nobody else that I could possibly want, and your survival matters just as much as anyone else's.
These spines, these monstrous spines I've maintained for so long, they will never be able to embrace you as you need, as you've longed for, the very reason you abandoned your family, enduring so much turmoil, just to be stuck with a creature whose touch brings death.
You embrace me with your words, and with your shade, and with your presence. If we want more than that, we can figure it out. You've taught me so many other ways to love.
would you have still loved me? If you'd found something else the night you'd fled, someone who could fulfill you in all of my ways and more?
I don't know. There are endless amounts of love stories that we can live, and I'm happy to be living ours.
Even as destructive as I am, even someone with a history carved in blood, somebody grown to kill?
Yes, 100 times, yes. Just as you've accepted the blood on my wings without a second thought, as you've accepted my lies, I am a creature of love born through violence. And I see someone who has never wished violence on anyone, who went out of their way to warn and protect me the first time that we met. That hardly seems monstrous in my eyes.
But how will I ever see myself in the same way?
You don't have to see it for it to still ring true. And I will only continue to shower you with affection until you discover the same love for yourself. You don't have to see yourself as beautiful, but at least a creature worthy of inhabiting the earth. Can you try?
I can. For me, and for you, and for us.
That night, I fled, brimming with guilt for the perspective that I forced upon you. What should have been self-discovery and beauty was scorned by fears of the past.
How could you ever love me while knowing I couldn't give you the love you needed, gazing upon my destructive life force?
I needed a solution. I pondered for days and nights how I could show you could love like any other. Until it hit me, and I raced back.
Once again, I was shocked by your simple act of returning.
We can embrace. You can give me the love you think you can't, and I can live one of my old dreams. It's possible.
How?
All we have to do is remove one of your spines.
No.
Just hear me out.
No. Not even one.
Please, just think about it. I'll be safe, and it'll be a tiny spot, and once I'm perched there, I won't be at risk of falling onto the others or anything.
Still a no.
Please, let me rest these wings on your glistening skin and find a home amongst your thorns.
It would destroy me.
Does it have to?
I remove one spine for you, even one tiny opening. And the moment you leave, others flock to gouge out my insides. That's my curse as a killer.
But I don't have to leave. I can stay with you forever. I'll love you endlessly in the space you've made and fight off any who try to take advantage of it.
You know that's not possible.
But it is. I can stay with you always. I promise I can.
You would be ruined like that. I know you need to spread your wings, and I love it when you do. The way you tell me stories of your outings, it connects me with a world I've been denied to witness. You can't lose yourself protecting me when I have all the power to do it myself as I am.
But it is work that I would love to do, though. I have been fleeing my whole life. And when I look to the ground below and to my kindred in the sky, none of it pulls me in like you do.
But can we not just continue as we are? We already hold this love inside. Who says it needs to be anything more than just our words and adoration?
I love what we have. Every minute of it. love you never thought possible. Take that image of a killer and turn it into a being made of love. You think you can't give it, but you can. I promise you can.
I appreciate you so much for wanting it, but we come from different worlds. This love, my words, cultivated here in my desert lonesome, they are all I can offer. That and pain.
That's what I thought too. Living in a flock I never belonged in. Perennial pain at the thought of my future. Until I fled and found a home around your sand. A new home where I could heal through the kindness that you displayed and blossom even further.
You have the wings to change your future. And sadly, I don't.
Never doubt how much you can grow.
I've spent my whole life growing. It's all I've ever known, growth and observation. And from what I've witnessed, it is almost a crime for me to have let you trap your heart with me when this is as good as I will ever be.
Your only crime was growing into a world where beasts of the sands would ravage you at any moment if you didn't stay hidden in your sharp, fibrous prison. If they had taken even a moment to get to know you, they would be just as proud to love you as I am.
Even if I remain guarded?
You were there to fall in love and help in a time of panic and disarray. No questions asked. Now that I've seen so much of the world, all of which compel my bones to return to you, I'm here for you, guarded or not. And that's why we continue to love each other.
If I had a way, any way at all, to transform myself into a creature which could allow us to experience each other's touch, I would grow thousands of feet into the air where none could reach us, and you could pull the spines from the apex of my body and build a nest. I would shift the sands to form a palace where we may be peaceful.
Perhaps the world will wither away and leave no predators for either of us. None to ravish you or lock me in a cage.
Or perhaps they will see us and simply know to leave us in our affectionate lonesome. Spines or no spines.
We will only continue to push the world to grow the longer we enjoy our love. Growth is your whole existence, after all.
Growth. And you.
Loving in spite of and because of our spines.
And you continued returning, just as your love promised.
As you welcomed me every time.
Someone who saw through the fear I was grown to instill, who loved the very tools of destruction I despised.
You adored my worldly spirit that left me so ostracized, and gave me love, which I had the power to choose and enjoy as it bloomed.
It was a simple acceptance of each other.
And we were content.
Even as doubts stemming from our past tried to restrain us.
We cared, and that was enough to silence the voices in our minds.
I was worthy of love.
I was worthy of love.
And after living in isolation,
Even after abandoning my home, after hurting all who knew me,
hurting those whom I'd never met,
I was still worthy.
I was still worthy.
Your soul intertwined with mine.
Touched each other on a level most could not see.
And it was enough.
We were enough. And that love manifested into something greater than we could imagine. I grew a flower! I grew a flower!
sanctuary for our love, where you could rest as long as your heart desired.
I could stay here all night with you, guarded against predators from above and below by the threat of your spikes. None would dare interfere with our love.
It became the perfect pedestal for you to regale me with stories from beyond the sands, while protecting me from any creature bold enough to try and sneak past my spines. You scared them off and cleaned my spines before there was ever a chance for them to be bloody.
It was home. Every moment spent perched upon it, I felt your love pulsing through to my soul. A new home where we could both blossom.
It was the first time I had ever been touched without violence. I could feel your trust, and it refreshed my soul like the freshest rain.
And now I may love you, spines and all.
And I may love you, wholly and joyously, for the way you soar, for your dedication.
I believe I was put on this world to grow, past the violence of my past, past my isolation, into a being with wings built for more than abandonment, to protect another being with my willingness to fight, to build a home that lasts.
My purpose is to explore the possibilities of my own body, the depths and joys of another creature, beyond my dreams to stay abandoned, to reconcile with my design as a beacon of care in an unforgiving world.
As love transforms us.
Transcending all boundaries of nature.
Which is why I was so proud to carry the seeds from your flower and spread them across the desert, so others may someday stumble upon an unexpected love.
I hope they will all blossom just as wholly as we have.
I know they will, for our love is infused in them.
Our love is carried to all creatures on the wind, just as the wind faithfully guided you to me.
Also I could say, I love you.
And that I could love you too.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful